Do you want to see what embroidering is all about on the Janome Continental M17? Well, come join me and we'll find out. I'm Megan with Rocky Mountain Sewing and Vacuum, and this machine has been one that we have been super excited about for a while, and I am stoked that it is here in the stores for you to play with and check it out for yourself. I love the fact that the biggest hoop that comes with it is going to be this 11 by 18.1 inch hoop. It is huge. It's got these nice little balls on the back so that it doesn't scratch up your machine as it's embroidering, and it just runs so smooth. I can't even get over it. The fact that they engineered the embroidery arm with gears versus belts really makes it a smooth drive while you're embroidering. Not to mention, navigating on the screen and picking up your design is a lot easier, and they added a laser onto an embroidery foot for you so that you can actually get your pinpoint placement with where your needle's going to drop and make it a lot easier for you. If you haven't already seen, we also did a video on the apps that work with the embroidery side of the Continental M17, which are really fun to play with as well. But right now, we're just going to focus on what's actually into the machine. So, on the screen here, we've got a whole bunch of different options on top. And since I'm working with the 5x7 hoop, I'm going to go into my hoop options. And this one is technically going to be the RE20D. But for now, I want to do something that's a little bit smaller, so I'm going to do the square 10D. And if I look, they have all sorts of different designs, and I can kind of see the colors of them. They've got some fun Mr. and Mrs. things, monogramming. There are tons of designs. I believe there's over 200 designs more on the Continental M17 than there were on the Janome 15,000. That was its predecessor. So that's really nice. You've got tons of things for options. Not to mention, you can always add extra embroidery files using the .jef file. Of course, we at Rocky Mountain love OESD designs, so there's tons of those that you can choose from. But, let's see, there was a cute design just up here. Where did it go? All right, I'm going to just choose like this little flower that's right there. So after I pick it, it's going to tell me hoop's going to move to the center position. I always call it the I'm going to move, don't get scared. So here we are. But say I do want to edit this out a little bit, or like edit it and play with it. I can go up to the top of my screen and go right there, and I'm in my edit screen. And right now it does think I'm in my small little 4x4 hoop, or 3.9 by 3.9. I'm going to go up to the next size, which is going to be the RE20D, which is 5.5 by 7.9. So there's my design in there. I can move it around using my finger. I can make it bigger or smaller. I can rotate it nice and easy, 45 degrees at a time. I can mirror it. I can center it. I can mirror it again. I can even make it do 4 of them, which on that looked a little awkward. So I'm just going to delete some of the extra copies here. But there are so many cool things that you can do. You can also zoom in to your hoop a little bit and a lot of bit, or bring it back to where you started. And I can change colors and do all sorts of fun stuff. I can also add like lettering and things like that. With lettering, you do have quite a few fonts built into the machine, plus some of the normal fun decorative stitches you've got, monogramming, and of course, the border sew, which has a lot of those fun kind of like wingding features, which are really fun. So for now, I'm just going to be happy with my little flower here. So I'm going to press OK. And she's going to think, she's going to say, get out of the way because I'm going to move. And there it goes. And you can hear, even though the embroidery arm is pretty big, it's pretty quiet, so that's nice. And then I'm going to click my hoop in. You'll notice it connects a little bit different than most of the other Janomes. It has just this nice sliding mechanism here, so you can push it, but then you want to give it one more oomph to hear the click, and then it's into place. And when I'm done embroidering, it's this nice easy lever that I just go, and it comes right out. So I think inserting and taking out the hoop is a lot easier on the Continental M17 than it has been in the past for Janome, and I think that was an awesome thing they added. They also, when you push it in, what's cool is it's really difficult, if not impossible, to move this as you're pushing your hoop in, so you can't bump it out of calibration, which is really nice, because I don't know if it's happened to you guys, but it may or may not have happened to me, and it's not a fun situation, because then you have to go back and it's a nightmare. Anyways, with this, there is also this extra foot, the PM foot. So usually your standard embroidery foot is going to be the P foot. This one is the PM, which actually has this built-in laser right here. So if I press the crosshair on my screen, it's going to show a little laser point exactly where my needle's going to drop. So if I am doing edge-to-edge hooping or trying to get something in a specific spot, I can make sure to use that crosshair to land exactly where I want it to go. We've also got the beautiful new thumb wheel that they've got, so I can double check and make sure, yep, that needle is going to drop right where that laser is pointing. So yes, that's exactly where I want to go. So I can needle up, needle down, get ready. And then, if you haven't seen it, it does have a beautiful needle threader as well, where I can lock the machine, press my needle threader, and it makes it so easy to do different thread color changes with that. It's just awesome. All right, so I'm gonna unlock my machine, and I'm happy to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit start. It's gonna go ahead and start stitching. And away we go. One thing that you'll notice too is that the machine actually doesn't vibrate too much as it's embroidering, which is really, really awesome. A lot of machines will kind of rattle the entire table. However, with the length of this machine, you do want to be careful what table you're using while you're setting your machine up, because you want it to be able to support the weight of it. Another kind of cool thing is that we do have these little inserts right here and right there. And you'll notice they're two different sizes. They have the small and the larger one, so that when you're embroidering with that big, giant, amazing hoop, it's not flopping around. So the hoop is completely supported the entire time it's stitching. And you probably noticed she's already done. In the embroidery side, it stitches 1,200 stitches per minute, which is just awesome. I didn't even have it up to full speed. So she goes quietly, she goes fast, she goes smoothly. She works with the embroidery link, the AccuSetter, and the AccuSketch apps super well. And the laser pointer just helps you get that perfect placement. With all of those features built into the embroidery side of the machine, the Continental M17 has really upped its game with embroidery, and I am absolutely in love with it. Come check it out in the stores with us, and I will see you next time.